we knew it was bad. I knew anecdotally from people on the ground in Fort McMurray, like our friend Robbie Picard, I knew that it was bad, and that's why we started asking questions. But then to see it confirmed in an independent audit by somebody other than us, it's pretty damning. And to know that the government had this report in March and sat on it until after the legislature was done sitting so that they wouldn't be held accountable is despicable.
It's despicable and it's disgraceful, but it's completely unsurprising given the opacity with which this government operates. We know they're the kind of government that puts up $4,000 fees to photocopy their access to information documents. They're one of the most secretive and abusive governments around. I think the fact that they hid this document is important. It shows their guilty conscience. But the fact that they delayed it, in my view, is a trifle compared to what is shown in the report that they want to hide. So in this case, yeah, the cover-up is awful, but what they are covering up is even worse. Can you list for us a number of things that this independent audit found about Rachel Notley's incompetent response to the fire?
Sure. The fire was first discovered on May 1st. It was only 2 hectares in size. So, you know, the size of a good-sized Alberta yard. And there were no water bombers stationed anywhere near Fort McMurray at the time. So the fire could not be addressed when it was a manageable size. Overnight on May 2nd, there were no bulldozer crews out at night and during that day working to build berms and fire breaks to protect the community. On May 3rd, they held a press conference. Now, May 3rd, remember, is the day that the fire breached town. On May 3rd, they actually held a press conference advising parents to send their children to school that day. By, it sounds like by about 1:30, 2 o'clock in the afternoon, they knew fire was in town. And actually, even on May 3rd, on the provincial side, so there were 2 operations chiefs handling the fire, which is not how you do things. On the provincial side, their operations chief knew in the morning that the fire would breach Fort McMurray. On the municipal side, within Fort McMurray, their chief only found out that the fire was already in town through Facebook and Twitter. There was no communication happening to warn the firefighters within the municipality that the fire was already upon them.
Now, you had reported, this is the $4,000 worth of access to information I was referring to. Rachel Notley canceled every single water bomber contract, what, just a week or so before the fire? And,
yep, 10 days.
Then tried to renegotiate them, but insisted on secrecy clauses for all of them, didn't she?
She did. So when, it's funny, going back a little earlier in the year of of 2016, just about the only thing that was cut in Rachel Notley's spend and grow budget was the firefighting budget for wildfires. In fact, she cut $6 million specifically from the program Fire Smart, designed to help build fire protection in our boreal forest communities here in Alberta. She cut $6 million of funding from these communities to protect themselves from fires. But when she made those cuts to the wildfire fighting budget, it caused such chaos in the ministry that they had to rewrite all these contracts that they made with the water bomber companies because they were shortened, they needed to add clauses, there were no performance requirements in those contracts. And what happened was every single contract in the entire province for water bombers were canceled 10 days before this fire hit, and they were only re-tendered just a couple days before the fire came along.
That's an excerpt from my daily TV show, The Ezra Levant Show. Normally it's behind a paywall, but I thought you'd like this video, so we put it on YouTube. If you want to subscribe to watch the daily show every day, including always 2 interviews a day, and I read my hate mail, just click on this screen and become a premium member.